any man of Israel, meaning like an ordinary person. Then he begins to seek advice in his heart. What should I do now? How can I pick myself up to the state of greatness that I had before? Now, friends, we are going to enter a silent workshop, and let's stand together and let's feel the importance of the Creator between us, and let's stand together and feel the importance of our connection. Together, let us enter a connection now in one heart and feel the Creator there. Again, let us enter connection now in one heart and feel the Creator there. Hello, we are reading from the writings of Rash. The article, What is the Good Deeds of the Righteous Are the Generations in the Work. You find the study material on GR Info in Thought System. You can also send questions live through those websites, and asking a question in the study hall is asked to stand up, hold the mic close to his mouth and speak loudly and clearly. What is the good deeds of the righteous are the generations in the work. Rush brings the words of our sages about these are the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man. Why does it not mention the names of the sons Shem and Ye, but rather these are the generations, the offspring of Noah? Noah was a righteous man. It is to teach ye that the offspring of the righteous are primarily good deeds. We should understand if that the offspring of the righteous are good deeds. Is this information for other people to know, or is it something that the righteous themselves should know? It is known that in the work we learn everything within one person, that the rest of the people having to know that the offspring of the righteous are good deeds is also in the same body. That is, the righteous himself should know that his offspring should be good deeds. We should know this with relation to the righteous himself, what this information adds to him in the work. To understand this, we first need to know what are good deeds or bad deeds in the work. That it is known that in observing commandments and good deeds we should discern the practice. When a person observes and in practice, meaning that he believes in the Creator, observes his commandments and allocates times for the Torah. However, he does not pay attention to the intention, meaning for whose sake he is working, whether it is for himself so that he will be rewarded for observing Torah, and which is called self-benefit, or is he working for the sake of the Creator, which is not in order to receive reward. The difference between them is that when a person still works for his own benefit and is still immersed in self-reception, on this reception there were restriction and concealment. That is concerning the purpose of creation, which is to do good to his creations. He cannot receive the delight and pleasure. Follow us that the deeds where the aim is for one's own benefit are called bad deeds, since these actions move him away from receiving the delight and pleasure. Founds that when a person does deeds he should gain, but here he's losing because he is separated from the Creator. If a person does everything for the sake of the Creator, so the Creator will enjoy it. He's walking on a line and a path leading to adhesion with the Creator, which is called equivalence of form. And when there is equivalence of form, the restriction and concealment are removed from him, and a person is rewarded with the delight and pleasure that were in the thought of creation, which is to do good to his creations. For this reason, what a person does for the sake of the Creator is called good deeds, since these actions lead him to be rewarded with the good. According to the above, we should interpret that the righteous should know that the offspring of the righteous are good deeds. Offspring are called fruits, which are the results of the previous state. This is called cause and consequence, or father and offspring. That when a person observes Torah and commandments and wants to be righteous, how can we know whether or not he's righteous? As our sages said, Arabi said, one should know in one's heart whether he's righteous or wicked. Yet how can one know this? For this reason they said the offspring of righteous are good deeds. If a person sees his engagement in Torah and commandments yields for him good deeds, meaning that the Torah he does causes him to do everything in order to bestow, which is for the sake of the Creator, it is a sign that he's righteous. However, if the Torah and commandments he performs do not yield for him the offspring of good deeds, but rather bad deeds, meaning that he works only for his own benefit and does not bring him the ability to do good deeds, which is for the sake of the Creator, he does not fall into the category of righteous, even if he observes Torah and commandments in all their details and precisions. However, this is so only in their work for the general public. One who observes Torah and commandments with all the precisions is considered righteous. This is why concerning the verse Noah was a righteous man, complete in his generations. Rashi brings the words of our sages. Some praise him and some condemn him. We should interpret why they praise and why they condemn, meaning which is their truth in the work when relating everything to one person, the offspring, to do not pertain to several bodies, but to one body at several times. Therefore, what is the meaning of praising and condemning? It is written in the introduction to the book of Zohar. Day to day pause forth speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. Often the guidance of good and evil will causes us ascent and descent, and you should know that for this reason each ascent is regarded as a separate day, because due to the great descent that he had pondering the beginning, during the ascent he is as a newly born child. This is why each ascent is considered a specific day, and similarly each descent is considered a specific night, and at the end of correction they will be rewarded with repentance from love, for they will complete the correction of the vessels of reception. So they will work only in order to bestow contentment upon the Creator, and all of the great delight and pleasure of the thought of creation will appear to us. At that time we will evidently see that all those punishments from the time of descent, these sins will be inverted into actual merits. This is the day to day pause forth speech. According to the above, we should interpret Noah was a righteous man, complete in his generations, that there should be praise here as well as condemnation, and both are true. In other words, if it is written in his generations in plural form, it means that the generation divided into several intervals. There are many generations. This is possible when during the work he had ups and downs, hence divided into several generations. It follows that the time of descent is considered a condemnation, as he says in theme, that sometimes we come to a state of pondering the beginning. There's no worse condemnation than this. Follows that condemnations pertain to the descents. Also there are praises, meaning the time of ascents, and it is praised because then he has connections with sanctity. Complete means that all the generations have become wholess, which is called complete. In other words, he has been rewarded with the end of correction, meaning that they have completed the correction of the vessels of reception to receive in order to bestow. It follows that the proliferation of generations where there were intervals in between, meaning the sense, have been corrected, and he became complete in his generation. This is the meaning of condemning and praising, and both are true, and both become one matter, called complete in his generations. However, for the most part, those who engage in practice have no ascents or descent to the point that they can come to a state of pondering the beginning, since as long as they do not want to blemish the will to receive, the body does not object to the work so much. Hence these people regard themselves as complete, and when they look in the Torah, they see themselves as not so bad, and more or less they are fine. This is called a or 70 faces the Torah, meaning that there are two discernments here to make one narrow eye turns his face to the Torah, that is, he interprets the Torah in the manner of a narrow eye, called narrow. In other words, he does not understand how there can be anything more than self-benefit. For this reason, he interprets Torah in a manner that no harm will come to his self-benefit. This is, our sages said, one learns only where one's heart desires. That is, if he is narrow-eyed, that eye in the eye and faces the 70 faces of the Torah are in a manner that will yield self-love. There is a blessed eye, as it is written, the good eyed he will be blessed. This means that one who has a good eye, who likes to bestow, which is the opposite of the narrow eye, since he wants to work in order to bestow. When he looks in the Torah, he sees that in all the places in the Torah, person must work in order to bestow. This is regarded as learning from the place where he is. In other words, he sees that we must work only in order to bestow. It follows that the good eye is rewarded with the blessings, called namely with adhesion. By this he is later rewarded with delight and pleasure that were in the thought of creation that a person must work in order to obtain the need that the Creator will help him and give him the second nature called a desire to bestow. However, each person wants the reward first and to work. Next, that is, each one wants to fight time. Sorry, each one wants to first be given the desire to bestow, although he still does not understand that he needs the desire, but he heard that the reward one receives for the work from above has given the desire to bestow. Hence he wants to be given that desire, but his intention is only that he will not have to work in order to obtain it and or play. However, there's no light without a sea, without a vessel, that is a person must first toil in order to have a desire and a need for it, since there is no filling without a lack. Therefore a person must accept the sense each time sends through that the sense he acquires a need that the Creator will help him and give him the strength to be able to defeat the will to receive in him, so he is rewarded with the desire to bestow. Therefore we ask the Creator to give us the desire to bestow in order to have adhesion with the Creator, while for our part we are unable to overcome our will to receive and subdue it, so it will cancel itself and give its place, so that the desire to bestow will govern the body. The order of the prayer is as it is written, Our Father, our King, do for your sake, if not for our sake. This phrasing is perplexing. Normally, when you ask a person for a favor, tell him, do me a favor for you, meaning for your sake. And if you do not want to do me a favor because it will be to your benefit, then do it only for my benefit. It is certain that if he does not want to help him, although it will be for his own benefit too, and he still does not want to, then if he does not derive any benefit from this, he will not do him the favor. That case, what is the meaning of do for your sake? And if not, meaning if not for your sake, then do for our sake, meaning only for our benefit. Can this be? We should interpret this. We say, Our Father, our King, do for your sake. We ask that the Creator, we ask the Creator to give us the strength so we can perform all of our actions for you, meaning for the sake of the Creator. Otherwise, meaning if you do not help us, all our actions will be only for our own benefit. That is, if not, meaning if you do not help us, our actions will be only for ourselves, for we are powerless to overcome our will to receive help. Us to be able to work for you must help us. This is called do for your sake, meaning do this and give us the power of the desire to bestow. Otherwise we are doomed. We will remain in the world to receive for our own sake. However, a person must know that there's no light without a sea, no filling without a lack. For this reason he must first feel that he lacks the desire to bestow. In other words, he does not regard wanting the desire to bestow as an accessory. That is, that he is actually fine, but he would like to be more complete. Now we should know that this is not regarded as a lack with respect to spirituality. In spirituality, everything must be complete, meaning a complete light, a complete lack. Accessories are not regarded as complete lacks. Therefore the complete light cannot enter. Hence the light regarded as the Creator giving a person the desire to bestow is called light of repentance, since before a person receives the desire to bestow, he is placed under the governance of the will to receive, which is the opposite of holiness. Desire to bestow, the will to receive, belongs to the shells. This is what our S just said. The wicked and their L are called dead, and this is the meaning of what is written in the study of the 10. For that reason the shells, the kepot, are called dead, since they are opposite of form from the life of Les cuts them off from him, and they have nothing of his abundance. Hence the body too, which feeds on the leavings of the kepot, is also severed from the life of lives. All this is because of the will only to receive. The wicked in their lives are called dead. Accordingly, a person cannot acquire the desire to bestow which the Creator will bestow upon him before he has a complete lack, meaning that he feels that he is wicked because he's under the governance of the will to receive and is separated from the Creator, and he wants to repent or adhere once more to the Creator, so it's not to be separated, since separation causes death. As was said, the wicked in their lives are called dead. Follows that unless a person feels himself as wicked, he does not have a complete lack for the Creator to give him the help, meaning the power of the desire to bestow, which be calls a second nature and in terms of the work it is not considered that he has repented before he first feels that he is wicked. Afterward he asks the Creator to help him because he wants to repent, and he sees that he is powerless to repent. Without the Creator's help in such a state he has a complete lack called a complete vessel, and then he is fit to receive the complete help from the Creator, namely the desire to bestow. However, our sages said does not regard himself as wicked. The reason is that in the work transgressing and repeating said becomes to him as permitted to each. A person does not view himself as wicked and can say that he has a complete vessel that is so truly remote from the that he feels himself dead. This is we should interpret what the wicked and their lives are called. Dead is when a person can say that he feels that he is wicked before the Creator. That is when he feels himself as dead, that he has no vitality of sanctity, and he feels himself as naked. But from where does one take such a feeling? The answer is, as we said in previous articles, such awareness and feeling come from above, as it is written in the Zohar about the verse, or make it known to him that he has sinned, and he asks who made it known, and he replies the Creator made it known to him. Follow that the awareness and feeling that he has sinned also comes from above. In other words, both lack and filling, both light and vessel come from above. However, it is known that everything requires an awakening from below. The answer is the first. A person must do good deeds. That is, the work begins when a person wants to do good deeds, which is considered that he wants to work for the benefit of the Creator, regarded as working for the sake of the Creator. Then, by wanting to come closer to the Creator and thinking that he needs only a little bit of wholeness, but in fact he is fine, since it is seen above that he wants to approach the Creator, he's given each time the deficiency that is in him, that he is actually completely removed from the Creator, is not as he thought before that he lacked a little bit of wholeness. Rather, he is shown from above that he is remote from the Creator to the point of oppositeness of form, to the point that a person feels that he is wicked towards the Creator and cannot do anything in order to bring contentment to this matter. At that time he achieves a degree of wicked, and he sees that he has no vitality of holiness, and that he's truly dead. Then he has a complete light called a complete vessel, and then the Creator can give him a complete light, meaning complete help, which is the desire to bestow. This is considered that he has repented. However, we should know that in the work we should discern that there is faith, which is above reason called lore, and there is the Torah called sentence or verdict. Said that lore means faith above reason, and sentence means the Torah is specifically within reason. He said that one who does not know the commandment of the upper one, how will he serve him? And a person must try to understand the words of Torah called sentences. This we should interpret what is written. El took to himself 2 wives. The name of one was Ader, and the name of the other was Sil. We should understand what it teaches us in the work, how many wives he had as well as their names. The thing is that Tler has the letters of king, which implies that a person should make good conjunctions, meaning to be rided with feeling that there is a king to the world, and it is a great privilege for a person if he is rewarded with serving the king of the world. Wives means assistance, as it is written, it is not good for man to be alone, I will make him a helpmate against him. So a woman means an assistant. That is, how does she help? She's called wife. In her assistance to him, she completes the work by using her quality. This is why it is considered that she helps him achieve his completion, and we should know the completion of the work is in 2 discernments, and to Torah it is known that mitzvah commandment is called faith, and reason is considered some son. I'm sorry, as it is written, if the matter is clear to you as it follows that above reason is the opposite of the son. This is called a shadow. By this we should interpret that if a person wants to feel that there is a king, he must take a shadow, meaning faith above reason, and this is the meaning of the words, and the name of the other was in Hebrew shade. In other words, he receives help to be rewarded with serving the king through Faith, however, this is still not considered wholeness, because the shades on the shade on the sun, meaning the above reason which should be on the faith, is still not ed as complete. Work the Torah is also required, which is called sentence and grow and knowing, since what we do not understand does not fall into the category of Torah, but into the category of faith. T, on the other hand, is called testimony. It is known that there's no testimony by hearing but by seeing, since seeing is considered knowing the meaning of the words. The name of the one was from the word testimony, for a person should receive help from the assistant called wife, who helps him in a manner of to, which is light and not shadow, precisely when he has considered a complete human being, witness of the Creator about the Creator is the Torah. Called the shade of the Creator is a shadow on the Creator, meaning faith, and the sh. Did you want to ask something? No, first I was impressed by the article. This is very beautiful. But let me ask a question. The righteous, the Kabbalist, he needs to know what is the outcome of his work, or what's important to him is the exertion. He doesn't care about the outcome, but according to the result he can see the extent in which he has succeeded to do what the Creator asks of him. So this already engage in the outcome. He wants the outcome of course, how to engage in the labor, the exerion, that's important to him. He measures himself according to the exertion he puts in, so he attains the exertion by giving forth the power, the inertia, in order to attain in his life. Then he constantly measures his exert relative to the result he's making. A calculation. I'm asking, how can a person exerts, and that's what's important to him, not that he constantly, but it's impossible without measuring. How can you, if the Creator wants me to perform a certain action or actions, for what, in order for me to see myself attaining something towards him, towards the Creator, so how will I work without any outcome? Ken, yes, the help that we expect to get from the Creator is that for us to feel wicked. Is that how we get to complete deficiency? No, we don't work in order to reach the complete lack. We work in order to bring contentment to the Creator. That is what we want to reach. K. Yes, no. Well, what does it mean to attain something relative to the Creator? You said now I need to attain something result, and has to be relative to the Creator. What does that mean? Yes, that I want to bring him contentment, and not for anything else through my work with the friends. Here I need to show myself as being an equivalence of form, the way the Creator wants me to work with my friends. That's how I need to see myself. Can't the Creator, just like he wants me to work, I can't give him contentment, so how can I each day and new bring myself with my vessels, knowing that I'm the will to receive? That's my nature. How I actually put in the exertion when I come here and do give true contempt to the Creator, that I'm doing everything possible to give contentment to the Creator, contentment through my friends. Well, I'm trying every day, but if I see that some of the friends are still not here with me in the importance of the goal, does it mean that I'm still not giving contentment to the Creator? Yes, there's probably something else that you can't probably execute. Yet can I get some advice? What else can I do besides prayer? Of course, prayer is the main thing I'm asking every day from him, to give the friends and me the power to give him contentment, the importance of the goal to give connect us, to give us the power to bestow to one another for the importance of the goal. But if I see that the Creator are showing me through the friends that it's not happening, that the friends are not all the same importance of the goal that we would have liked, what else do we need to do to search? How more, how in addition to that can I do what he wants? I need to scrutinize it more. Yes, complete means that all the generations reach the state of Hes. What's the connection between completeness and of correction and wholeness? How they all related? Humbleness or naivety brings to wholeness. Is it an action, certain attitude toward life and the path? Yes, we said that we have to work in order to bestow contempt to the Creator. Can we bestow contentment without anning on self, or this is an indispensable part of it? I think it's impossible. Has to be together. It must be gap here. Let's say we want to work and give contempt to the Creator. It's not felt that it immediately brings one to cancelling inling himself, that it requires annulment. Yes, if our intention is to bestow Contentment, it can theoretically exist without anning of self, so how do awaken that discernment as well? There must be a complete measure of annulment in a person, so you might not have it, yet advances him toward that want to work only in order to bestow contam. Doesn't seem like it's taking us to that point. No, he truly needs to collect it in the small portions, in the pennies that I added up more and more and a little bit more, and not stop along the way. So the work is additional intention on top of trying to give him contentment that will awaken these pennies. Give us this feeling. How can he awaken in this work to have a feeling that he needs to know himself? He simply sees that this is the main thing he needs to do. From this date onward, the real work begins. So let's say a person detects it, but he sees that the work doesn't bring him to enter into it and awaken it in a way where you can truly feel this wickedness, and then it can be in a complete deficiency, as it's written here, meaning there's a feeling that accompanies you all the time, that it has to be there, that we have to reach almond, but we're not able to awaken it in a way that you can be able to ask for it. The time has not come yet, not all the means have been gathered yet. What's the direction for a person to know that it's accumulating to him? What does he, in order to hold on to the work? He has nothing to do in spiritual work except for annulment, complete annulment before the Creator. Hold on to this knowledge. Thank you. Yes, Ken. Yes, what does it mean that the Torah, it's to be like a testimony, that it testifies to the fact that a person performs the correct action as he aimed himself, gave this connection to the Creator, his forces can. What does it mean that the faith is a shadow? Well, there's a lot bit written about the shadow. I don't know what you're asking, because they're the light of faith. I'm considering faith is the light, but here he says that it's not enough with the faith, but you need the testimony of the Torah. To the extent in which the Torah is revealed to him, it's a testimony that he's reaching faith. What does that mean? That he united himself and himself is that he doesn't have a desire that is aimed towards him personally, rather all his desires are all aimed at the Creator. He writes that through the descents he received the need for the help of the Creator, so have the power to overcome the world to receive in him, and he will be rewarded with the world to bestow. Person understands descents are important for his advancement. How when a descent comes, also come to this pain and ask, what is the pain in the descent? So he will come to a true request from our Creator. One hand does a descend in which he needs to feel that is the one that advances into the Creator. On the other hand, he needs to reach a true PR, the pain where he doesn't want to remain in a descent. So how do we combine the two? I think it's not a problem. You are grown to give contentment to the Creator. You need to be both in the descent in order to understand how distant you are all on the ascent, in order to understand that you're going to do something great for him. So what hurts about the descent? The distance from the Creator. When you see a friend in a descent, what should be painful to the friends? That he's distant from Creator. Yes, that he is distant. So what is the request about the friend? To bring him closer. Say to bring him closer. That's he writes about the attitude to their study. Says that there is quality of, and they said the person studies what his heart desires. It's good approach, and here it says that it's in order to receive. Well, if I to find a place to study as it's written where his heart desires, then the intention here is in order to receive. Its opposite of what again we always say how to study. What to read. A person studies where his heart desires, and here it turns out that it's the other way around. I'm learning in order to receive. The Torah becomes a portion of death instead of the portion of life. So how to prepare for the study? You need to learn what impacts you most in raising you to the degree of best, to the spiritual degree, specifically in the place where I don't feel like studying. I need to make efforts there. It could be, he writes here, that a person wants to approach the Creator. They give him the feelings of how distant he is, how opposite he is, how wicked he is. Also a problem. I think also person starts the campus, says I'm going to go study. I'm a good person. I learn how to be even better in spirituality. First lesson they tell him this able to receive. You can use it for your benefit or for the Creator's, and for your benefit is not good. The person is going home and he feels first lesson, they start to think, well, the whole world is the to receive. He's able to receive, he's able to receive, I'm able to receive beforehand. They didn't think about it, they didn't know it, everything was good now. They took one step towards spirituality and they got let blow. I wouldn't explain it to them that way. Who taught you to explain it that way? That's what we're doing for years. Trying to paint a picture for a person. How does nature work? How does the work? How does the creator work? Yes, but you also need to give support from the other side from the other side, where we say that we have to do something against our nature, but the upper force stands to help us, and all our work needs to be also in us being drawn towards him, and this is how we come closer, okay, in our state above us, the ten, the rush, the creator, we aim ourselves. That there are higher values. There he's saying here, someone going on the road begin to show him, to reveal to him someone from above is showing him that 10 needs to show a person that he's wicked. What is this upon above that reveals a person his state from above? It's from above, but it's not. That 10 is meant to disclose to a person the evil in him. There no such. Yesterday we talked about envy and we did a little round between us. We said, okay, let's start talking about who's better than me, and he's better than me, and he's better than me, and also I started feeling bad about myself. We didn't pay attention, all a sudden we did. AWR, he comes early, he hears less than 4 times. He examination makes you feel every time that there's like something not okay. Like we're learning how to live with this feeling that something's not okay in us, such a feeling. Yes, is there anything else compared to that? It seems like there's people on the outside that are enjoying life. That's what there is. We call them the wicked, that are called dead, but they have no questions and no problems, and yet they're traveling and they're having good meals and smiles, no questions, no problems, and we're constantly deepening in how the work is, and we're becoming wicked, and it's evil here and it's bad there. How do we put a little joy and fun to our work? It all depends on you alone. Seems like in your live there are more opportunities to rejoice compared to any other group in this world. Enjoy what you have, a purpose of life. You understand what you have to reach, how to accelerate your development, connect and reach the purpose of life, purpose of creation faster, how to connect to the creator and to be in this tight connection with him. I think these things need to awaken a person again. Thank you. The article, it's called What is the Good Deeds of the Righteous Are the Generations of Their Work, meaning that the good deeds are the consequence of the work. But at the end of the article, he says that the order of the work begins when a person wants to do good deeds. So are the good deeds the outcome, or are they the beginning of the process? No, say it's the beginning of the process from the side of a person. Is by this he wants to check himself and to grow up. Then he discovers, like we just heard right now, that he doesn't succeed, and then he comes to creator and turns to him. Praise at the end of this process we'll be able to say that he did these things and the good deeds, and he will become a righteous course. From the beginning of the work I want to do good deeds, discover I can pray to the creator, do connection of all that we learned, and in the end I managed to do good deeds, and then I become righteous. Yeah, that's how it should be. Okay, again, did I understand from one of the answers to the friends, can we control our fate? Is that the joy we're supposed to discover here, that we can control our fate? What is actually the controlling of our fate? What from the forces and the connection that we have between us here? Don't live like animals in the desert, in the roaming the field, whether we are walking toward the Goshi rising high. It's exalted, it's special, and you wish to reach it with our own strength, our own forces, and we see that we can approach it. If I understand, there's the purpose of creation and there's the correction of creation. We need to take these two things and combine them together somehow. No, first it's the purpose of creation, purpose of life. The purpose of my life should be the purpose of creation. Now, in order to realize it, I need to reach the correction of creation. So, to again thank you. Good morning. Are what is spirituality, the qualities that are above the level of this world. Writes in the article here that a person discovers that he doesn't have a lack for, and that's not spirituality yet, meaning he's just discovering it. Like That and if he reaches some perfection, that completion, that he's a complete wicked, then he can desire that how does this happen such a thing that only in that way how does it happen we'll see we'll get there, and we'll see but he's saying it correctly because according to all the scrutinies we're doing at least I don't have yet the feeling that I know all the wickedness in me. It has to happen according to what he says. Don't worry, it will be revealed. If you have more in you it'll be revealed as well. Thank you, there's no need to worry about that. No preferential attitude. What did it say to continue a little? What were asked you that not only they feel the wicked, that they are dead, and they are mitigating their life, those who are walking outside and going on vacations, but also a person who wants to do good deeds get such a revelation from above that he feels as a wicked and is disconnected from the life of lives. I wanted to ask simply how we if the order of work is such that when a person tries to do a good deed he disclosed to him how wicked he is and how disconnected he is. How can we really remain in this process? Because it takes time. That's how it is in every degree. How can we remain in joy and overcoming and forces and to continue the work that we know that to ask all the time anything but leave as we learn to ask about that. I'm willing to do everything, anything really, but to leave. Yok are asking, he writes about the state of a wicked that in the work worked and repeated it. It was said, it was given to if he did it then he des. So how do we come to correction that question if we already tried this? Has it a question I guess that after many transgressions, many bad deeds as a result of all the blows he will discover nevertheless that there's an upper force here that wants to change his fate and he's drawn to that. Turkey are asking, the article says, sometimes we come to a state of when he contemplates that the first ones there's no revelation. What is this this contemplation of the beginnings? Hello, you guys don't know? Hello, Ken. When a person asks a little bit why, altogether I started to study why do I need all of this said here, he says. Look around saying wow, everyone's living good. What do I need this? Why did I even begin? KKK. Yes, in the beginning when you start to observe we enjoy the work, and then at some point the body begins to resist, and that's when you start to be in that place where it becomes difficult. You need to understand what you have to give in order to reach adhesion with the Creator. No asking from Africa, how can you receive the descents? They were written in the article, every a little piece from there. It's written there for a person needs to receive the sense each time, because through the descent he receives a need for the Creator to help him, for to give him the strength to have the strength to triumph over his will to receive and merit a desire to bestow. So the question again is how to accept the descents in such a manner. I guess a person has to continue on the path, and at some point it comes to him such a feeling. The question, the feeling asking from Latin 13, is it correct to do good deeds is to do so in a coursed manner. That's also good to do told yourself to do good deeds. I think it's extremely helpful. Why is it so difficult to ask for more faith? Additional faith. Guess person does not feel that he's missing faith. Any faith he doesn't feel that he's lacking it, and that's why the Creator doesn't add it to him. Does not add. Question, about a week ago we were in convention on Saturday. That convention was a day it passed, and all of a sudden I'm discovering a few days later that it really impacted me. I didn't really feel it on the Saturday itself. The feeling that was born there is like this darkness that is unclear, meaning at one point it was very clear. The desire to receive over it comes, and it somehow now it's like this darkness that has become so. My question is, there's that feeling of darkness. What is the correct answer to this darkness, which is not a very clear darkness? It's not darkness upon something specific, but rather this a general feeling. It's not good, the world, it's not good to life, all this not good stuff. And what should the person's answer be in order to emerge from this state and to reach not to engage in this darkness? Try to be incorporated in the friends, come together to a certain decision to rise, or you help one another. Did this exercise yesterday in the tea, and I so badly didn't want to do the action, the seemingly simple action that the friends wanted us to do, and there was this feeling like the answer to the darkness of the convention. It's like another convention, not a convention, but to do some kind of act of connection that's more. Is that actually like the method? If we could say that I do of connection, I receive some kind of burdening or heaviness no matter how it feels, and then the answer to that is another act of connection and another active connection. That's how I move from one active connection to another. Yes, now I don't even know how to ask this, but you're like in some feeling that you don't feel like doing it, and you come to the lessons and you do all the orderly actions, you don't stop. But how do you like get some kind of extra strength over there? Because there's extra darkness, there needs to be also extra forces only through the connection. Where else can you draw additional powers? Only by adding additional desires to your desire. Is it in this place of that feeling of that darkness? Is that the place that come to the friends and say, hey guys, I'm in this state, help me? Or is it best that we don't get into it, to not lower everything in the whole engagement here and to try to simply be an impression all the time? Try to cause this impression inspiration. Thank you. No, there's a question from a friend now, and I would like to add to it as well. He asks, is if along the way we need to feel the wicked, is it part of our process of development? And I would like to add to that the last few paragraphs of their article seemingly invert this whole matter, and he says that we have to, he said, like good combinations where it's faith and tea. So can you explain this a little? Soon we read more about it. It's written here a question about therefore help us so that we will be able work for you, therefore you must help us, and this is called do for your sake, that is, do this action so that we will receive from you the force to bestow, otherwise if not we're lost. Meaning this is what remains for us in our desire to receive for our own benefit. Here the request is for your sake, for the sake of the Creator, but in the end we returns to we remain in the desire to receive. What is the right you request here? The from the Creator. Why do we ask it? Let's say in intention. The intention is for the Creator to help us and raise us a little bit from our current state, asking for him, not for us, fine, but nevertheless in order to do something for him we also need to rise, move, anything but leave he this for years. Once we see someone leaving the path, disconnecting with their friends, not coming anymore, and that's called leave. Today it's also felt that anything but leave is to do everything throughout the day in order to not exit that connection with the friends. How do we not leave or exit after throughout the day what we do in the form of anything but leave throughout the day? I don't know. You have to look for what to work with in order to go deeper and deeper into the connection between us and tie ourselves to one another. And as strong a way as possible can I be connected with the friends even without, let's say, sending them something, talking to them. Can I be in that connection and not leave even without? Maybe I don't know. I think that a person needs to ask the Creator. You have to like speak quietly with the Creator from within himself, for the Creator to help him be connected in connection with the friend's Creator, to guide him correctly, direct him and arrange for him such a relationship with the society where everyone can attain the point, the connection between them, and for him to connect them. If a person is not in this connection with the Creator and tries to think as an incline to be, to feel the friends is maybe in that direction. Yes, is it possible that a person comes to the morning lesson and the body is here, but he is in a state of leave? It's possible. So summarize, how do I know that I am in a state of leaving? To leave means that I'm in the same in that stream, comes into the group and then leaves, goes out, leaves outside. What is outside? Outside is without any connection between us. Outside the connection between us, anything that is outside the connection between us means that a person is in a state of leave. Yes, thank you very much. You write that we need a complete deficiency. Write that it's a condition before person comes to for her sake to their desire to so we also learn in the introduction to the book of so that we in the second of phase we have to come to the recognition of evil, the complete will to receive. So the question is, what are we lacking? What is stopping us from recognizing the evil completely? So we come to the complete deficit. So we come to we are lacking a deficiency. But we are in this process we feel our own evil vital we don't want all. The rejections that the declines we are in this process, but we haven't reached a complete measure. I guess we're still lacking in the connection between us. Connection in what externally or internally? Internality, what do you mean? Externality, that we hold each other's hands well. Externally, we have our calendar right, we have lessons, we have duties. No, what do you mean that we're lacking? Inner connection between us. That in our hearts we want to feel that is our deficiency. So in each of us there is own recognition, his own recognition of evil. But it's not enough, there has to be the connection between us that gives an addition in order to come to the complete recognition of evil. Yes, and what can we do to take that final step? Complete feeling, maybe a common feeling of recognition of evil. We need more time, we need more and more to connect, more to teach each other, more to think together, more to make efforts together, and it'll happen. Thank you very much, it'll happen. Okay. That's it. Oh. Wait, we talk about a good deed. How is a good deed built from? What is it made from? A thought about the Creator. First of all, that thought on the friends, and how can we implement it? Does that mean that a deficiency for the Creator and for the friends is built? And then there's a prayer to the Creator to help us to make it a good deed. Yes. And what is the sign that these are good deeds, that we've done a good deed? Good deeds that they are directed through all the friends towards the Creator, and that we all together are drawn towards Him in order to build a system with them, a special system of connections. Thank you. Right there, for a person should descends every time, because through the descent he gets a need for the Creator to help him and give him the strength to be able to defeat the will to receive in him, and he'll be rewarded with the desire to bestow. My question is, how during the descent does a person not ask? Because nature, it's the opposite. We want to be able to receive, and here he says that during the descent a person has asked to defeat the will to receive. How do we work correctly with the will to receive during the descent? Because specifically in the descent he feels how the W to revive his in control of him, so we have to connect the descent to that now the W to receive is controlling him, and he is asking for forces to control the W to receive. Can I ask another question afterward? He says a person does not see himself as wicked, because our sages said that if he repeats a sin twice it becomes permitted to him. So it sounds like there's a natural law here that person turns all the evil in him to something that is fine, it's permitted. So how then can we ask the evil? Because the law of nature makes the bad seem okay, but the light shines and a person feels more and more how evil he is. So at some point that permission is no longer permitted. Right, what is leisure, what is work more for her sake, working in more for her sake is in order to bestow in a pure manner. Can you explain it a little more? It's only a person from within himself. Again, he doesn't pay attention to the intention, meaning for whose sake he's working. If his intention is for his own sake, but through observing Torah and commandments he'll get a reward which is his own benefit, or is he working for the sake of the Creator, which is not in order to receive reward for the sake of the Creator? A person doesn't have a discernment about it, but in order not to receive reward he can check it. He feels that what he's receiving, he can reject it. He can say, that's not for me, and work on that. You think we need to pay attention to both these discernments, or is it enough with only one of them? I don't think it's so difficult. It's worth to do it on both, meaning on every, because he says that it's the same, but in the work they are two different things. Yes, so should we pay attention that when I come to give contentment to the Creator, to say this is what I want to do, checking it will be checking if I'm receiving something and reject it. Yes, thank you. Ken, there's written that in the order of the work we should discern that we have this, we have faith before us, which is called the law, and there is Torah, which is called sentence or judgment, and he writes that the sentence it should be within reason there, and therefore a person should try to understand words of Torah, which is called a law or sentence. I wanted to ask, when we study item 155, the introduction to the study of the 10, our desire to draw the reforming light during the lesson. Is this faith or is this? Should we understand the approach specifically to the Torah, to the correction? What exactly do you want of this? It's as if in the work there are two roots. There's the faith and there's the Torah. One is above reason, one is within reason, and it's actually both of them that comprise the work. So my question is studying. How do we in the study, how do we combine the two things we can do? That it's as if the above reason disconnects you from Pharma itself, from understanding things, from delving into it. Write it still, early write it down, and another half a year. Okay, that's it. Oh, we and here we have so many both. Amos 1. To what extent can we oppositeness are between us and the world? No, we can't, it'll confuse us. 1. You said that we have to turn from me to the Creator to connect me with the friends. How do we turn to the Creator correctly? From within. You said to even talk to the Creator within. How do I talk to Him? It's the first cause that man feels within himself. What does it mean? The first cause. The first cause meaning the first reason that makes a person ask or feel, and so on. 1. Does faith cast a shadow on the Creator? Shouldn't it put light on the Creator? Again, why does faith, why is faith a shadow on the Creator? Yeah, shouldn't it be light for us? Yes, but this is supposedly how we accept it, as a copy. Okay, Mark 4. If I understand correctly, you said that due a descent we have to try to give inspiration, high spirit to the friends, but you under descent a person has disagreement with the Creator. So how do you inspire the friends if he wants to help his friends so he can ascend when person is an a descent and the friends take his fall into the work in the 10? Yes, so for this we have to get closer, yet to come closer. What can you do? Cyber, it seems like there's something dangerous here that's growing in the 10 example. The Creator says that the most important is the interconnection, and I can therefore avoid opening the camera to say that everything is in my heart and not relate to the actions. And there's another approach where we say that we can't obligate a friend if it comes great. So how do we work between those two opposites? The main thing for us is to feel the friends inside us in the heart. Okay, Latin 2. Good evening. A question from the 10. What is the difference between good deeds and bad deeds in the spiritual work? How does it influence the relationship between our 10 and the Creator? Obviously, it influences us directly. As much as we can suffer, the friends come closer to them, and so on. In this way, we come closer and we understand more and feel more and discover more. New Year 2. Thank you, Rara. I often hear that our goal is to bring contentment to the Creator. This article describes many things as important. Good deeds is still above reason. Each of those things are very high and exalted for us. Why is bringing contentment to the Creator the highest one to aim for? Why is that the ultimate goal above all those things? Because that is the end of our actions. The end of all the actions is giving contentment to the Creator, no matter what awakens us or how we connect or what we do, but all in order to give the Creator contentment. Okay, Moscow 6. Woman, Moscow 6. Women, sorry if it's a little direction. Can we say that and still a right line and left line? Can a knowledge in such examinations is this individual, or is it already of the group of their 10 individual? And one more question, please. The is absolute knowledge. It's like the top of knowledge, and we need the shadow in order to adhere to the Creator, because with knowledge I'm separate if it's only knowledge, and I'm separated from the Creator. Yes, and adhesion requires that will be shadow. Can you say that? Yes. Thank you, Crane. To friend, at the end of their article it talks about Ager and Sealer. What is the testimony Ager of the Creator, and why is it called need to go through it? Another question for me, what is the shadow of the Creator and why is it called faith? It's hard for me to explain this now. It's hard to explain. Faith is whatever isn't in reason, isn't in our feeling. What is the difference between tar and faith? Is knowing, a clear feeling, tangible. Thank you very much. I have a question. According to what we read in the article, how do we come to faith above reason? On the one hand, then I look and see within my reason that the friends are great, but veterans don't come to the listen, don't join our meetings, and I don't feel like I have the energy. I'm trying to set an example. I'm trying to be in the lesson, to give everything I have. How do we rise to the next level? If there is no test between us, what are we lacking between us? I don't feel strength from the friends. I feel like I'm giving all of me, but in return there is no strength to continue. I don't know how to explain. Should I equalize myself to the friends, or should I simply aim myself to the goal, and that's it? And simply, what must I do? You need to aim yourself towards the friends, because along with them you reach the goal, otherwise you don't reach it. You don't reach the goal. Clear. 10. Can we say that the shadow that represents the deficiency? Yes, it represents the deficiency. Thank you. For if both the deficiency in the filling the light and the vessel come from the Creator, where are we in all of this, and what exactly is our work? Our work is to feel what's in our hands, and what we don't have to ask for it, and then connect all this information, and with it turn to the Creator. See. 11. Thank you. So sometimes it feels like that the evil inclination has been revealed in me. I think I know it, and of a sudden in the 10, I have a perception, a judgment, and affront a friend that something is bad. So then I think that that's a sign that my evil inclination has not been fully revealed in me, and then I think that that's missing in connection of love you friend as yourself. We will end with this. What do we have next? We have the introduction to the book of Sar. Let's go. We'll move to the next part of the lesson, and before that we'll sing a song together. When every word has turned to dust, there's nothing more to do, and in the ashes of our hearts we're standing before you. There's nowhere left for us to run, no more lies to hold on to. After every song has been sung, it's only you that we will turn to. We are reading in the writing introduction to the Book of Sor. Item 45. Stud material is on the AR, and you can ask questions live through the site. Anyone asking a question in the study hall should stand up, hold the microphone close to his mouth, and speak loudly and clearly. Item 45. And this of niche is called the light of the steel of in the world, since it corresponds to the purity of the still part of the will to receive. In man's body it shines in spirituality like the still category in corporeality. It has been explained above in item 35 that its particles have no individual motion, but only a collective motion common to all the items. Equally so it is with the light of, although there are 613 organs in it, which are 613 forms of receiving the abundance. These changes are not apparent in it, but only a general light was action and folds all of them equally, without distinction of details. Questions. Okay. Item 46. Bear in mind that although they are godliness, and there is no difference in them from the top of K in the world of through the bottom of the of in the world of, there is still a great difference with respect to the receivers, since they are considered lights and vessels, and the light in the SB is pure godliness, but the vessels called in each of the lower worlds bri are not considered godliness. Rather, they are covers that conceal the light of infinity within them, and ration a certain amount of its light to the receivers, so each of them will receive only according to the level of its purity. In this respect, although the light itself is one, we name the lights in the because the light is divided according to the qualities of the vessels. Mal is the coarsest cover hiding the light of the light it passes from him to the receivers is only a small portion related to the purification of the still body of man. This is why it is called niche. The vessel of is more refined than the vessel of the light it transfers from, or relates to the purification of the vegetative part of man's body, since it acts in it more than the light of any. This is called the light of the vessel of finer is more refined still than, and the light it transfers from relates to the purification of the animate part of man's body, and it is called the light of most refined of all is the vessel of the light it transfers from himself relates to the purification of the speaking part of man's body. It is called the light of, and its action is beyond measurement. Okay. Yes, he said that when he says that there is no difference between from the top of to the bottom of, is I thought there is a difference comes from the word that it shines the shines according to the light that passes through her to the extent that she is an equivalence of form or change with him, but the lights are different, right? The lights are different, and what does it mean that it covers? It says that it covers or it covers the light it wraps. It's better to say that. Yes, so dangerous about the light that it needs covers and dims and decreasing, etc., that you won't receive it in order to receive because it will cause a shattering. But we learn that it's impossible to receive the light in order to receive, meaning if I want, even if I want to, I won't be able to. That's the whole thing, if you will. Want it. What would happen if the vessel wanted the light in order to receive and received it? What would happen? Why is it so terrible? A shattering. What is a shattering? That the vessel shatters. What does it mean? If I don't want to imagine it as a broken vessel, what breaks the desire breaks. It wants to receive in order to receive, and it can't, and you have to perform many actions in order to correct it and fill it with the light that used to be in it in order to be still, and we in our world in the process from below upward. We've passed the breaking happened already, right? So what is the fear of receiving the light? We're broken already, so no, it's not that we're broken, and there's nothing to do. We have to watch out for ourselves and correct ourselves in order to receive the light, in order to bestow, because if not, what would happen to us? That's what I'm not getting. What would be the terrible result if we receive the light not in the right way? The light that is entirely to bestow will enter the desire, the CLE that's in order to receive, and because of the disparity of form between them, because of the contradiction between them, there'll be a shattering, and then the desire that was in order to receive, what would happen to if that desire in order to receive that was entirely a vessel? It will break. I get it. So the desire to be a vessel is like a degree above simply a desire, and then the light that would enter it in order would be opposite from it. It would break it and turn it into something that is not a vessel. What is a desire that is not a vessel? That isn't destined to be a vessel because it's broken. When we begin our path, we are in that state, right? A desire that is still not a vessel, right? And the connection between us and the work we do creates a vessel. We want to make one vessel for all of us together in order to receive the light, in order to bestow. So from us being in order to bestow a bit one towards the other, and we want to help each other, so from that we gradually come close to the ability to bestow one towards the other between us. When the 10 connects in the first stage, will there be 10 SB in this vessel, or will it be 1 or something? I don't know. Greater when we are connect, we will be at 10. Right now I'm talking about the tent. We're working in tent, so when the tent connects for the first time into a degree that it becomes a vessel like you explained, will that vessel have 10 already, or will it be 1 SB out of something bigger? It can't be 1 because there's no one nature. It will have 10 that they will need to come closer to 1 another. Thank you. Go ahead, ask. I'll continue. Let's say the 10 connected first degree. That's called the world of AIA, that the light can be revealed. Then so it's revealed, and it's called the light of Nifs. Yes, what is the light of niche resting? What does that mean? It doesn't have its own movement. It was allowed to enter the vessel and fill it. What does the vessel feel towards that light? Or feels in this light that it has a feeling of how should I put it? Very, very small, like apathetic. The light of any, what is it? An expression of the creator. The light of knees is an expression of the vessel that feels the light in this way. Thank you. Can okay. Yes, I heard you say that the state of the world or our nation, that the creator light comes down and we feel pressure or suffering from the creator coming closer to us, and the vessel or the world isn't prepared yet. So how does it work with this description we just read here? It talks about states that we must, where we must correct the desires of the connect them and adjust them to the upper light so it can bear upon them, meaning can clothe in them. And if the desires aren't corrected yet, and there's a need from the system that they will be corrected because there's time, so they need to be corrected. So what happens then in that state the light doesn't come because the desires aren't corrected, or of course, it's not it doesn't come 'cause you're describing that it comes in a negative way. That too is possible, but there's a difference between those descriptions, so there is a difference. There is this way and there is that way. If it's a system, I'm not going to go with your intellect. Now the feeling of the world, does the world feel a lack of light? The world will feel what it needs to feel. Just understand that it we will learn it. It's not that simple, no. And technically, if I can ask, all right, it's as if there's no opposite relation between lights and vessels here. Right, Mal gets the small, that's how it should be. I guess I'm confused. Okay, bit by bit we'll get used to it. There is room for everyone, yes. And also, where's the concealment here? The S reveals, it doesn't conceal, reveals the light that can shine. It's so where's the concealment? When we say on behalf of the Creator, there's a concealment. From the perspective of the Creator, there is concealment, and the reveals the light that it can reveal. We know that in the light there are no divisions or cuts, so how can the vessel only reveal a part of the light? And the light doesn't only present a part of itself. The vessel can reveal a part of the light as much as it can, and that's how the light is revealed when the light works towards that. So it also presents only a part of itself. Not what does it mean that there are no divisions in the light? No divisions, no pieces, no parts, no breaking in the light. Why can't they reveal the whole light? Let's say it doesn't have the screen that is suitable for it, and that light that works on the, so what it works partially, it wants to fill up the hole in itself with itself, but it's impossible. There is no equivalence between them. So now person that wants to reveal the light, he must reach an incorporation of 10. He has to complete the T seal. That's a condition for him to be in contact with the light. He has to be incorporated. Yes, so let's say if we want to be in connection with the Lur, we constantly have to be incorporated in one another. Yes, of course. And if we disconnect, so we need to renew our incorporation between us. Constantly incorporate and incorporate. Yes, thank you, that's it. Yes, who causes the shattering? The light causes the shattering. Why doesn't the Creator protect us from the shattering? Why does he want? Because it's according to his plan. How many shattering do we have to go through? There was only one shattering, only once. The shadowing has to happen in order for us to know, to feel, to detect the difference, the oppositeness, contradiction between the light and the vessel. The Creator, through his control, the Creator is controlling my prayer. Right, the Creator controls your prayer. So in the prayer, suddenly my desire moves to the quality of reception. I'm in the quality of Bao. I ask for the friends of the Creator will find joy in them, and suddenly my desire moves to the other side. Yes, that will a shattering. Right, put it this way. So why doesn't the Creator protect us from that? Because then you will see through their shattering that you are opposite from the Creator, from the light, and what you need to correct in order for it not to happen again. A moment ago I didn't want to correct, I wanted to draw the light for the friends, the Creator to enjoy, and now I'm picking up pieces of the system of creation, and I don't understand. The Creator wants to reveal all the corruptions that are in creation, so the created beings will understand what needs to be corrected. Corruption, he does it himself. Yes, he is putting all the corruptions in me. Yes, like this source of corruption. The Creator is the source of all the corruptions, and also the refinement, the purity. Yes, he didn't put purity in me, he put corruptions in me. Right, how long do I have to reveal these corruptions? The Creator says I have created the evil inclination. That's it. He's telling you, I've created the evil inclination. I've created the as a spice. I don't want it. It doesn't matter. He didn't ask you. I want something else. I understand you, but the Creator doesn't. Why does he take my prayer away again and again, so that the prayer will develop more and more? What benefit can I give the Creator with my prayer? Why am I here if I have no prayer as him? And I can't ask without a prayer. I'm asking every lesson. Wake up to prayer. Why don't I have a prayer? Give me a prayer, give me. And still I didn't find what I can contribute to society, so What's happening goof I want to be dead in. Everything it's disgusting I if there is no to attain I just want to attain a prayer I don't need wisdom or anything I just want to attain a prayer that the friends and the whole world and the preacher will all enjoy that there'll be one system, but again and again. I was asleep I fell asleep. Okay I want him to awaken me. No on the contrary, he's putting you to sleep. Again Ken no okay he's putting me he is no. Okay, it's enough just wake me up wake up the whole put the system together as one permanently let it be. Let it be a single vessel for his contentment already let there be this desire to bail over the desire to receive. Why is it like again? It's enough right or that's not for me to decide, obviously. But this guy is doing all our work, he's speaking for all of us. Very good. Are there a lot more people like you in America about America in America? I hope so. I mean friends in the States. My before this 10 the other 10's group of my desire came from the friends from America. Clear. Okay. So finally when will the result happen? Came from Russia. This desire came from Australia, Africa, from the whole world. The whole world is in my desire. But I'm only corrupted again and the corruptions are still coming. Can will yes maybe in another 20 years something will be corrected. Isn't there like a year or another year, another day? The Creator can correct everything if He wants, and I want Him to do it, and the whole world is in me. So why isn't there peace around the world? Why do I hate everything outside of me? Speak it's enough. Go to a lawyer and sue him. Sue the lawyer. Yes, oh sue the Creator. You what's the problem? You can't win. He's the judge. It's corrupt the judge and the jury. What do you want? How to win a chess game is the source of all my thoughts. So impossible. My sons have defeated me. I want him to win. How to participate in it? We'll search together. No, he it really burns in him not, but I have nothing to answer. All in all what we need is to submit ourselves, surrender before the Creator, to bow our heads and to accept the higher governance. That's it. We are still living in a very good time, since the time of the first ones to the time of the last ones living well. That suffering blows there is our life are more or less organized, etc. But it's not simple. I understand you. 12 Okay. Why are you looking at me? What am I to cannot do anything? No one can. What we need to do is to agree, be thankful. What's can item 46 right? We read 46. Are we read it already? Okay. Yeah, quickly. Though continue the corruptions that are revealed. We heard in the convention that each one who's sitting here is incorporated with billions, and also in humanity there are a lot of very unpleasant states and blows. Now humanity are the billions that are getting the blows, and the only ones who can somehow make the situation better is a small group that is here studying in the morning here in the world. Yes, how do those little movements in the 10, let's say something is revealed between us and we overcome it, we somehow cover it with love and prayer. How does that affect what's happening in those billions, in that mass of humanity? What's the connection between these things? Not a problem. What are you connecting these billions to? Our groups. Let's say now they're very difficult blows. Also the people of Israel are receiving very strong blows. And let's say now in the 10 two friends were able to cover some abyss of hate that was revealed between them, and they succeeded somehow to overcome it, to hold strongly and overcome. How will it help that big mass of humanity or our nation that is getting the blows? How will it make the state better? It will make the situation better to the extent that we overcome above our egos and want to connect. By this we influence the whole world, also slightly change its attitude toward connection, and in this way we gradually approach correction. So every little movement here between us continues onward. Very much so. Very much yes. Another small question from a friend: how to protect friends that a friend won't be able to leave the tea too easily? Don't. I'll tell you only what I saw with Rash. He's so against us, so so objected to anyone who wanted to leave, that he would think what he can do to help change his approach. Some, he because a person simply stops ends his spiritual development, he doesn't know that even we who feel ourselves as so small and corrupted and dirty and all that, even we can't even appreciate how even by this we are still high and good can we say that towards let's say a friend at once to leave so everything is possible to do on him in order to bring him back yes no matter what he would do as long as he comes back yes okay friends yes Leo but if 10 connects it affects the whole world on the outside yes a friend suddenly shows that shows a corruption too everyone is there something that every friend in the 10 needs to correct inside him too he needs to feel within him how much it is also in him that quality and he should correct it as much as he can and likewise everyone and he'll be able to thank that friend for representing the general corruption. And you said that on the degree of niche, it's like an apathic sort of connection, like anything but leaves a stain from above. Let's say there's a strong convention, and afterwards each one feels himself again as something like open well that's natural so this everything but leave in spiritual advancement. How can the 10 put a no exit sign? Everything is clarify it in inside, and even if the friends feel they want to kill each other they don't leave they search for a way they get stronger. Is there a way? Yes there is. You simply understand that this is how it needs to be. This is the results of the ascent and descent and it has to be this way in every situation and we respect it. Is there some form that the Creator is teaching us that we have to learn it because every next state will also be conducted in such a way otherwise we won't ascend? Yes you will see how be inspired by these ascents and descents. Inspired it's like a playground ups and downs. Yeah, what women are asking, how can a person awaken a deficiency for the to pray to the Creator throughout the whole day? I don't know. I think we have to aim ourselves toward him, toward the Creator, then see how only this puts order in us or elevates, brings us closer, and this is how we advance. Okay, anything urgent? No, I need. Okay, I'm actually happy about such lessons and how we're going through them. We need only to each one needs to dig within himself and bring out as much trash as possible, and this is how we'll advance. You listening, Mr. Okay, no, all right. Yes, announcements tonight. We are going to daylight savings time 2 a.m. The hour will turn to 3. You have to awaken to set your clocks an hour back. Whoever's, for example, whoever's used to wake up at 2:10 should wake up at 1110 today. Schedule Thursday 10:35 the news 1110 practical noon the lesson 5:30 reading test 7:30 reading Z will end with a so a for